of work and research being done into the works of Maria Valtorta, as I've blogged about before. A lot of people have taken a lot of serious effort into delving into her life, her works. And initially there's an incredible wealth of studies being done, scientific studies being done on her work, theological studies being done on her work, to understand who is this woman who wrote so much in such a short period of time about such a complex piece of work, which is the gospel as revealed to her by Maria Valtorta. And the Maria Valtorta Foundation, initially they've created this film called I Am Judas. Judas is one of the most complex, interesting, in the sense that, you know, how could our Lord have allowed one of his own apostles to betray him, to put him to death, really? How could this mystery of Judas be left there in the Gospels? You know, when you read the canonical Gospels, we see this mystery. You know, Christ, who knew everything, how could he have allowed this happen? The mystery of Judas. And all throughout history, we see this character of Judas repeat itself so many times. Oftentimes, if we look at our own lives, who do we dare to compare ourselves to? I bet there's a lot of Judas in all of us. I mean, I'm certainly talking about myself. So many times we fail our Lord. We are really, when we are sinners. And we see this person of Judas being played out across the poem of the man God. Very, 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 very detailed person of Judas. And there's this movie that's come out. It's called I Am Judas, by Maria Valtorta Foundation. It was supposed to be a theatrical movie, or theatrical piece of work, but during COVID they've made the film of it. I'm just going to play you something here. Now, if you go onto YouTube, you can go to you click on the settings, and you can do the auto translate Italian to English, right? So it's auto translate. This is not the real subtitles yet, but they are working on getting this subtitled into English so that you can follow along. I just thought I'd play you something here. This is Judas having a conversation with Mary.
Aiutassi a tornare da lui senza rimproveri, vergogna.
Dovevi fare come gli altri discepoli.
Loro mi spiano per accusarmi.
So Judas was always kind of the outcast. He ruffled feathers. The disciples accused him and so forth. I mean, we see it in the gospel when perfume was placed on Christ's feet, and he said, "Oh, that money could have been used. That perfume could have been sold and used for the poor, etc., etc."
Guarda a te stesso.
Look at yourself.
Molte spade saranno infisse nel mio cuore.
Many swords will be in my heart,
Sarà la tua, Giuda.
and one of those swords will be yours,
Perché
Judas.
il ricordo di te che non ti vuoi salvare non uscirà dal mio cuore.
Judas, because the memory of you who do not want to save yourself will not come out of my heart.
Che vuoi dare una pena così a tua madre?
You want to give a punishment to your mother.
Con un solo colpo trafiggerai me e lei. Giuda, sei contento della tua vita?
Judas, are you happy of your life?
Sii sincero, con te stesso, con Dio.
Are you happy with your life, with God?
Levati queste pietre dal cuore.
Take out this stone from your heart.
Non ho il coraggio di confessarmi a Gesù.
I haven't the courage to confess myself to Jesus.
Non hai l'umiltà di farlo.
You don't have the humility to do it.
Sì, è vero. Ma tu potresti.
Non sono io che ammaestro Gesù.
And she says, I am not who is the teacher. Jesus. It's Jesus who teaches me. Yes. But who are you?
È Gesù che ammaestra me.
Sì, ma tu gli sei madre.
Dio gli è padre.
Tu sei perfetta.
Egli è il perfetto.
And he's saying to her, you are perfect. And she's saying, he is perfect.
E io troppo imperfetto. Non è vero? E per questo odiato.
Tu sei il discepolo più amato.
You are the disciple that is most loved.
Lo sanno tutti che il discepolo prediletto è Giovanni.
Giovanni è amato perché è più innocente.
And then he says John is the one that's loved, and Mary says John is loved because he's innocent.
Tu perché è più colpevole.
You because you are more guilty.
Se sapeva della mia colpa, perché mi ha chiamato?
If he knew about my guilt, why did he call me?
Sei tu che l'hai cercato, non volevi seguirlo, volevi precederlo. Gli altri hanno seguito.
You wanted to go before him, the others wanted to follow him.
Come pecore.
Like sheep,
Come uomini.
like men.
L'uomo non segue, ma cerca.
Man does not follow, he searches.
Dunque, tu non sei una pecora, ma un cane?
Cane.
You're not a sheep, you're a dog.
Il pastore ha bisogno dei cani.
I cani
And shepherds have need for dogs.
sono fedeli.
E le pecore stupide.
Ti ritieni il discepolo più intelligente?
Certo.
And he does this, and it goes on. He talks about you're the disciple that's most intelligent, etc., etc. It's a wonderful film taken from the writings of Maria Valtorta about the different dialogues in the book. I do think people should take time to actually read the gospel of the poem of the man God, or the gospel as revealed to me, which is the current title. Read this work. It is truly a masterpiece of the different characters in the gospel. And, you know, over time, the church will discern this work one way or the other. Like everything that comes into the church, nothing moves at a fast pace. Sometimes it takes years to see the fruits that will come out of this work. But I find how the characters are developed in it fascinating. You know, it's a mirror of humanity in many ways. You know, who is Judas? Who is Judas? At the end of the day, you have the different people. You have Peter, Simon the Zealot, Judas and James, Andrew, Nathaniel. All of these different disciples, their characters are very, very clearly drawn out, described out, etc. And in them you see the world, the different personalities and people that love and people that betray, and how much our Blessed Mother wanted to help. And for some reason our Lord allowed Judas to be part of the history of salvation, in the sense that he is there to shine a light on us. Do we want to be a Judas, or do we want to be a John? Do we want to follow, or do we want to proceed? You know, do we want it to all be about our ego, or do we want to really allow ourselves to be transformed by Christ and to follow the Master? Anyway, beautiful film. Just one thing, if you're turning on the auto-translate on this movie, just be aware that it's auto-translate, so it's Google Translate of Italian to English, and so if something doesn't translate correctly, it's down to Google. It's not down to the makers of this film. They are going to publish English translations, proper English translations on this movie at some stage. But I just thought I'd share you this movie. I'm just digging out all of the research that is done on the work of Maria Valtorta. There's a ton of research, a lot of publications that have come out, and I think it's a good in the English speaking world that we start to know about what's going on, because millions and millions and millions of people have downloaded this work worldwide, and we have to look, what is this work doing in the church at this time? Anyway, God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.